Hey, Peggy.
Hey, Marci.
How are you?
So good. And you?
Good. We are about to dive into something kind of juicy, kind of vulnerable. So, we are talking today about limiting beliefs that you have believed for so long that you think they're true.
Yeah, it's that operating system that is running in the background of our choices, and it might be a little outdated.
Totally. Yes.
Might be time to upgrade the software.
Yes. And sometimes I think, and we talk about this in life coaching, you can think a thought for so long. Actually, many times, many people do this, that they just take it as a fact. It's just like I'm trying to think of an example, but if someone's like, oh, I'm really bad at this, and they just say it like so flippantly, even though it's not really a fact, like they could become better at it. There's a bazillion people worse at it than they are, all these things.
Well, and I think a lot of times those limiting beliefs, those core beliefs that we have are rooted in somebody else's belief system that got imprinted onto us at such an impressionable age. We don't even realize that's our operating system. And one of the thoughts that comes to mind for me is in elementary school, an art teacher, I think it was second grade, come in and we were doing some like round paper plate thing. And it was supposed to be maybe like a pumpkin at the end of it, or maybe a butterfly. I don't remember. But I didn't create it the way that the blueprint was.
Sure.
So I kind of took creative licensing.
You were Picassoing it.
I peggied it. I peggied it. Yeah. The art teacher came over and she was super sweet, but she said to me, she goes, "Oh, honey, well, mess up, fix up. We can fix this."
Oh, okay.
That day, that phrase
Oh.
became the operating system on my creativity.
Oh.
And I believed that if I didn't do it perfectly, it was wrong. And I was not good at art. Now, fast forward to, that was second grade, middle school.
Yeah.
And I had an art teacher who came in and we were doing oil painting. We were trying out all different mediums and we were doing oil painting. And Mr. Davis had photographs. And so we all had these pictures that we were to like sketch out and then paint with oil paint. We were learning how to like layer in the paints and thin them out and all these things.
Okay.
And I showed aptitude for it. So Mr. Davis came over and where I had made a mistake, he showed me, oh no, you used that to make something even more beautiful. And showed me how to do that. Well, that was in sixth grade. Every elective period from sixth grade until I was going into high school, I did art. I got approval through the school to bypass all the other electives, and I became an oil painter, and I still can oil paint today.
Nice.
I still have these paintings. I did beautiful landscapes,
cool.
And it became my thing. I was known for it. I believed I wasn't good at art.
Yes.
For all those years, then Mr. Davis came in and showed me another way, and that became my new operating system.
Right. Teachers are so formative in so many ways.
But you just don't even realize it.
Yes.
You don't even know. That was a belief system that got imprinted to me that day.
Yes.
Or where it came from.
I can think of one time I told a family secret. I won't go into details. It actually wasn't even bad at all, but I was in kindergarten. And my mom was like, "Marci, you lack." And it just gutted me because I was in kindergarten. But fast forward, I actually have great common sense.
Well, and you wonder which one comes first, the cart or the horse.
Right.
Like, was it because she said you didn't have common sense that then you worked so hard to develop it?
Yeah. I think I'm very good at reading the room and having very, very good common sense.
And had she not said that to you, maybe you wouldn't have been as good at common sense. Maybe you would have put your energy and your focus into something else. You don't know.
Could be. I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know either. You don't know how those things totally impact one another.
Yes.
But what you do know is there's a reason you believe you're not good at math.
Right.
And it probably has nothing to do with the fact of whether you're good at math or not.
Right. Okay, so let's go back and forth very vulnerably and share some thought patterns and beliefs that we feel like are so true, but they are not. They are just thoughts, and we can change them, and then we'll talk about changing them. Are you ready for
Who's
this?
going first?
You are, Peggy.
I knew you were going to throw me under the bus. I knew this was going to happen. Okay. All right. So here's one. There's always tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm a huge procrastinator, and I've always seen it as a bit of a superpower because I can get things done very quickly once I do
Once
finally
you dedicate
push
to it.
through, right?
Okay.
But when I was really digging deep on, okay, well, why do I do that? It's not because I'm lazy, it's because I'm avoidant. I
Mm.
procrastinate the things that make me uncomfortable
Yes.
by telling myself the story of, well, I can always do it tomorrow.
Yes.
And then I make it 10 times more uncomfortable when I actually have to
Sure.
sit down and do it because I'm on a time crunch. And now I'm doing something uncomfortable that
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know how to do or whatever.
Yes.
So it always ends up backfiring on
Sure.
me, but it is definitely a form of avoidance for me.
Fascinating. And this brings up a really good point because you said it's always been like a superpower of yours. Something else we teach in life coaching that I just think is so powerful is any gift you have, any talent, when it is overused, it becomes a weakness.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, I am very relaxed. I'm very chill about most things. When that is overused, I never check email. I never, ever, ever check email. And therefore, I'm sure I've missed some important dates through my kids' school multiple times. If somebody sends me an Evite, I won't get it unless it's in a text message form. Like I have told people I'm close to, friends and family, I'm like, call me, text me, write a letter. I'm your girl. But when I'm just so relaxed about that level of technology that it's like, it's off my radar. So anyways, your strength being that you are so efficient becomes a weakness when it's overused, when you're kicking the can down the road, knowing, well, I can get it done really fast when I want to.
When I have to or whatever.
Yes.
And a lot of the things you don't actually have to end up doing. So I know that, right? I keep kicking the can down the road knowing eventually I may even get out of having to do this at all.
Right. Okay. It's totally avoidance.
It's so avoidant. It's totally avoidant. And then when I can't do that,
Yeah.
that's when it's like the superpower, sure, it kicks in.
Right.
But it makes everything 10 times tougher for me. My
Yeah.
taxes are a prime example of this.
Sure.
We typically owe quite a bit of money every year. And so I will, for months, literally January until April 15th,
Yeah.
I will not do my taxes. And it will be in the back of my head. You should probably sit down and do the taxes. Nope, I'm not going to do the taxes. You should do the taxes. Nope, I wonder how much I owe. I'm not going to do it. All of this angst, right? All of this
Mhm.
anxiety, all this worries just running back in the background.
Mhm.
Well, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. April 15th comes. And now I am like crazy maniac, locking myself in the office, totally
Yes.
stressed. I got to get this done. Not only am I stressed now, I've got to write a big old check.
Right.
I've got the added stress of I don't have the luxury of time to see, did I make a mistake? Could I go consult somebody?
Right.
I've used up all my time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I do it every year.
Right.
It's what I do.
Right.
It gets done, but it
Yeah.
sure is with a lot of pain.
Right. Yes. That's good. So really quick, let's kind of think of a thought to.
Are you avoiding yours?
No. Well, I don't want to lose our list.
Okay.
I don't wanna lose our list.
I'm going to let you off the hook on this one.
Okay. So I want you to think, let's kind of thought shop is what I like to call
Oh,
it.
we're going to thought shop.
We're gonna
Oh,
thought
we're
shop a
life
little.
coaching
Just a
me right
smidgy,
now.
Just a smidgy.
I did not sign up to get life coached. Okay. All right. I'm game. Let's do this
Well,
thing.
we could dive in a little bit deeper if you want to life coach.
Oh my God, no. Let's just keep it surface.
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
prepared. I don't know. It might go
Okay.
deep. I don't know. Let's go.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to life coach you.
Okay, let's go.
I'm turning the
I always
tables,
need it.
y'all.
I always need it. Okay, so what are some other thoughts? We have to kind of pick a fact and then choose a thought around it. So would the fact be Peggy needs to do her taxes? Could that be our
that would
fact?
be the fact. That's a fact. I have until
Well,
April 15th.
Yes, or let's do that because needs is not a fact.
I have until April 15th to do my taxes.
Yes,
That's a
okay.
fact.
So what would be some thoughts we could think about that fact that would like serve you a little bit better? Because the current thought is probably something like, well, I'll get it done really fast later.
But the thought is never that I'm going to get it done really fast. It's that here's probably the intrusive thought
Okay.
is I don't want to give them my money any sooner than I have to.
Okay. Okay. Yes. That's the intrusive thought.
That's the
why you
intrusive
wait.
thought that keeps me that gives me the permission to keep kicking the can down the road.
Okay. Okay. So what would be another thought we could choose?
I think a better thought would be you're going to owe it either way. So you're only avoiding the inevitable.
Mhm. Or like, let's take something off of our plate so that we can free up some more headspace around something.
Well, I mean, I have lots of time, so it's never a time issue for me. It is definitely,
The money.
I think it's just the discomfort of it. I just think
Yeah.
it's, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And, and I did it this year and it took me 2 hours and it was done.
Yeah.
It was so easy. And I thought to myself, next year, don't do this again
Yes.
because it costs all this emotional energy
Right.
for months
Right.
of worrying about it and wondering about it.
So maybe the thoughts, future Peggy will thank me.
Future Peggy will thank you for getting this done in January,
Yes.
rather when you have everything,
Right.
rather than April 15th, right the day before you're leaving for vacation.
Yeah. Ooh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. I think that's a good thought with it.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Are you
can buy
good with
in.
that? You
Yeah.
can buy into that? Okay,
can
good.
buy into that.
Good. On that tax front, I have my own business and like taxes are very tedious and like lots of paperwork and stuff. So I actually asked a good friend of mine that does accounting work for a company. I was like, can I just hire you to do this? And I'll just send you my totals every week, products sold every week. And I did that because future Marci will thank me.
And did future Marci thank you?
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay. So yes. Okay. I'll do an intrusive thought that is like, I think pretty surfacey, but ridiculous. I weigh myself every day, like twice a day, probably, if I'm being really honest.
Twice a day.
Oh, morning and night.
So morning and night. No, I do that too, actually. I'll give you that one.
And to me, I think I read in a Cosmo magazine when I was probably, I don't know, a teenager. I know.
I love it.
It said something like, if you gain a couple pounds, it's easier to like know it that next day. So then you're like more disciplined and able to take it down versus if you wait a week and you've gained 5 pounds or 7 pounds or whatever. In my thought is like, I have to do this to hold myself accountable to like maintain a healthy weight for my height.
Because you don't trust yourself
I guess.
to do it regardless.
It's kind of like a mathematical equation. And I'm like, was it okay that I ate the quesadilla? Like,
Well, and you know what? I'm going to call you out on this one a little bit,
okay.
especially because you just put me through that whole tax thing. But but I know you and I know our morning check-ins on Marco Polo. I know that you'll go, okay, so I ate this thing for like the last 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
And my weight is at my best weight. And so now this is the food I'm eating forever.
That's my whole family knows that actually. I'm like, wow, now we just have salmon and veggies every night for dinner.
It's salmon bowls for life.
Yes. Actually, but we don't because that's too much mercury. So we do chicken too.
Well, I see. But that also works on the scale.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's the bowl. It's going to be a bowl of some kind with a protein and a veggie and cauliflower rice.
Yes.
This
most
is
likely
the magic ticket for Marci to not put on any weight.
Yeah. Try it.
And the
Marci
scale
diet.
proves it. The scale proves it to you every time. So what that to me seems like is that you've got a core belief that is not rooted in, I need the scale to keep myself on track. It's that I don't trust myself without the scale to stay on track.
I think that's right. I have been switching my thought to rather than like being as obsessed with the number, but still weighing. I now will just say like, I'm going to be really good to you, body. I'm going to make sure to treat you right and be like healthy toward you. And like, I'm choosing things that are healthy for you, body. Because I want my body to serve me.
Right. Exactly. Because you want your body to serve you. But honestly, you are, and I know this because I too weigh often.
Yeah.
Now, there have been some days I've forgotten, and that's happened more recently.
Sure.
And I've been so like, I don't know the last time I weighed myself. I don't know what I weigh right now.
Wow.
I don't know the last time I didn't know what I weighed.
Yeah.
And yet my clothes are all still fitting the same,
Uh-huh.
and I'm not shifting how I'm eating at all. So why would I need to be worried about that? Because I trust myself and I trust my body. And
That's a
here's
good
the
thought.
deal. Even when you weigh yourself every day, you have water weight. Maybe you had
Sure.
more sodium or it's
Period.
hot or
Right, right,
whatever.
right.
And so it's an inaccurate portrayal of where you really are
Sure.
anyway.
Or muscle mass versus fat mass.
Right.
That's true.
But the root of it all is that there's this core belief that you don't trust yourself.
Yes. I think that's right. I think that's right. And like part of my family, like diabetes runs in that part of my family and like weight issues and that kind of thing. And so I think I'm always just trying to be like cautious and like I don't want it to be like a runaway
But here's the deal,
cart.
you aren't doing anything to make it run away. You eat
Yeah.
a protein bowl every day.
Sure, sure, sure,
Where's
sure.
the sugar coming in that's gonna trigger the diabetes?
Right.
So
Yeah.
that is another thought you're telling yourself to
Yeah.
give yourself the excuse to
The
continue
permission.
that. It's another form of avoidance that you're doing.
And I wonder if it's partially like I used to probably weigh 27-ish, 30-ish pounds more than I weigh now.
Mhm.
And then I lost it just after I had my children. I just lost extra weight and got healthier and then got more educated on health overall. So I do wonder if it's also like I've seen those numbers. I've been in those numbers before and like I don't want to go back there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I know that too well. Losing 175 pounds is, it's there's PTSD for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for me, being so enslaved to a body I didn't feel at home in for so long
Sure,
has
sure.
created, and now to have the freedom of not having that anymore.
Yeah.
I want a complete, total revolution. I want complete freedom.
Yeah, I love
And
that.
I don't want any part of that obsession
Yeah.
and that obsessive behavior. I don't want to transfer one obsession to another.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't want to take this habit of overeating
Right.
and not taking care of my body to go into now, just like you were just saying, the superpower that's overused of now hyper controlling my body.
Yes.
I just want to trust my body
Right.
and be free of it altogether. I just don't want to
Yeah.
have one thing to be a master over me either way.
Right. No, that's good. That's good. And you know what's funny? When I weighed that other number, I thought I was hot. Just so crazy. So I don't know. It's just really, yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting. But
And honestly, you're tall enough that it was probably still within a healthy range for you. It was just at the high end of your healthy range.
maybe. I mean, I think I was a little over, but no doctor said anything. So whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. And a funny story about that one time, like the batteries went out on the scale and Cam was like putting in new batteries. He's like, don't worry, I'm putting batteries in your favorite toy, Marci.
I will say during my weight loss journey, we went on some pretty big vacations and I literally packed my scale.
Did you?
I did.
Okay.
Because in the beginning of my weight loss journey, I didn't trust myself.
It was your favorite toy.
It was. I was like, well, even on vacation, it's going to keep me on track.
Right.
Now I go off the rails on vacation. It's like I'm on a vacation from all of it. I eat whatever I want. I
nice.
do whatever I want. And I just
Nice.
trust myself when I get home. I'm going to get
Rings
back into what I normally do. So why would that weight stay? It wouldn't stay.
I get it. Okay, yes. So let me think of a better thought. I do like the thought of just like I'm just gonna treat you right, body, and be like healthy to you. And
So a challenge, could you give up your scale for a week and just try not weighing for a week?
I could try it, but I really do like it. Like I think it's fun, and I'm like, whoa, it's it's a source of joy. Do I have an eating disorder? I don't think so.
We'll talk later. We'll talk later. I think but it brings up a good point. Some of these core beliefs aren't necessarily bad things.
Right.
If you aren't, and if they are not emotionally impacting you or
Yes.
holding you back.
Yeah.
Right. So you're saying this is a fun little thing I like to do.
Yeah. 'Cause I
And
usually
if I do
celebrate
gain
it.
weight, I don't go off the rails and I'm not depressed.
Yeah.
And I
I'm
don't
not like beating myself up.
I don't go into starvation
Yes. Yeah.
mode.
Oh,
I
gosh,
still
no.
maintain, okay, I'm still going to keep going to,
Yes.
Pure Bar. I'm still going to eat my
I'm
protein
like,
bowls.
yeah, I'll just be like, girl, eat less potato chips. Like, I'll
Right.
just, but
Maybe
yeah.
one less glass of wine or
Right,
something,
sure, sure, sure,
right?
sure. Yeah.
And you just see it as a course correction, but
Yeah.
not an obsessive course correction
Yeah.
where now you're not gonna eat for 2 days and go on a
Yes.
fast and
Right,
go
and
off the rails.
right, and this is a good point too. When you're examining these core beliefs that you've believed for so long, you might not wanna always change them. Like, it might be serving you in some way, and it's motivating or it's fun or whatever. Like, just because we're challenging our brain to, like, think, "Oh, do we like this thought? Do we wanna keep it or not?" I think nothing's gone wrong. If you decide to keep it, but it's still good that you brought it to the forefront of your mind.
Yeah, and I think the key there is the danger in that. I agree 100% with that, but I do think we are sneaky humans, and we will convince ourselves,
Yeah.
even if it is holding us back, it's
Yeah.
not, because we're so attached to it.
Okay, yes.
And
Yes.
so be on to yourself.
Yes. Okay, wait, that
Really examine it.
right, that took me to this. I had a client today, and I think she's ready to meet someone, would love to meet someone, but she's very anti-online dating.
Mm.
And I was like, we were diving into that. I was like, why? Is it like what you think? And because she's just like, oh, like, so not into it. And I said, well, I just want to challenge you. What are 5 reasons it could be good to try dating app? Like, just curious, And she was like, okay, 5. Wow. Okay. But I just like flipped the script on her. Like, rather than thinking like dating app bad, I want to meet someone dating app bad. It's like, well, could it be good? Like, and I could do the same thing to me. Like, Marcy, could it be good to not weigh on the scale? Like, why might that be good?
Well, and I would challenge you, how will you know? How will you know if you don't try? Listen, my mom is 85 years old. I am at this woman's house. Yes, on paper, she does look like her BMI is off. But when you see her in person, she's a little itty bitty woman. So she got this bike, this stationary bike, because she's, 85. She needs to stay healthy and she's
Love
had some
it.
health
Love it.
issues. And my husband and I go to her condo and we're checking out the bike and she's showing us how it works. And she's so
Cute.
proud. And she goes, Peggy Sue, because that's what she calls me, Peggy Sue. Okay, now I really think I can focus on eating properly. Now, my mom has always had weight issues. My mom's mom has always had weight issues. I had weight issues. So I said, Mom, why? You are 85 years old. You have 10, 15 years left in your life. Do you really want to spend the next 10 to 15 years of your life on a diet? Like, come on. And she's like, well, I don't want to gain weight. And I'm like, but why, Mom? Why? Why are you so worried about this? And she's like, well, I don't know. I've always been on a diet. So then the next conversation was, do you still track? I grew up with my mom tracking on the refrigerator. She would create this graph chart with the weights, and then she would every week do a dot, and she would connect the dot, and you would
Wow.
see how she
Like
was
a
doing.
full-on graph chart.
Full graph chart.
Wow. Wow.
Every day of my life, there was one of these on the refrigerator
Wow.
with magnets, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, now she has vision issues. So I'm like, are you still tracking your weight? She goes, oh, I have an app.
Oh.
So on her iPad, where she can make it big, she has an app and she tracks. Every Friday, and let me tell you why it's a Friday. She and her friend, her college roommate, Suze, who she's still best friends with,
Oh.
which I think is adorable, who lives in Michigan, they call each other every Friday and they report their weight to one
Oh,
another.
wow. Accountability partner.
Every Friday. My mom is
Wow.
85.
Wow.
You know why it's on a Friday? So they can go off the rails on the weekend and they have all week to get back on track. I'm not even kidding you. It's this diet culture mindset, right? I am 54 years old. There is not one day of my life I do not remember my 85-year-old mother being on a diet.
Wow.
And I asked her, Mom, have you ever not been on a diet? She's like, I honestly don't know. I'm like, has there ever been one day you have not weighed yourself? She's like, I don't think so.
Wow.
Now, talk about being enslaved to a thought process.
Right.
And I said, what would it feel like if you didn't do it? She goes, I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could give that up. And so then Steve and I were talking about it on the way home, and he said, that's really sad. And I said, you know what's sad? Is my mom has always had a weight issue. It's never served her one day in her life. That hyper-controlling thing she has done every day And every day of her life, she has not been the weight she wants to be. It has
Wow.
never worked, but she won't give it up and choose
Wow.
another way to be.
I thought.
Another thought.
Wow. Now, I will say though, on the flip, when you're like, you've got 15 more years, eat what you want, live what you want. I kind of, no, I don't know your mom. I've never met her. But I think there is value in trying to live your healthiest life.
She's not, though. She eats cookies every day.
Okay.
She goes to McDonald's.
Every day?
Every day. Every day she gets 6-piece chicken nuggets, 2 chocolate chip cookies, and a Diet Coke.
Oh, okay. So we're not like,
No.
okay.
We are not trying to live our healthiest life over
Okay.
here.
Okay.
So,
Confusing messaging for the brain.
it's very confusing messaging. She isn't consistent one way or the other. But I think what she's doing is she's eating what she wants to eat. Then she's weighing herself, seeing if she's getting away with it. And then can she eat something else she wants to eat?
Oh.
So it's her form of giving herself permission to have another cookie, right? Because she can get away with the 2 cookies, but could she get away with 3? Could she get away with 4?
Gotcha. Interesting. Gotcha. Okay.
But it's a form of enslavement, and it's one she's passing on. She passed it on to me,
Yeah.
and I had to break that cycle,
Yes.
right?
And you did.
And I
you
did, but my grandmother was very large. My mother was very large. I was over 300 pounds. So what did I pass that on to my kids? Or did I break the cycle? And listener, do you see yourself in that? Do you see some core beliefs that you've got that you're hesitant to give up? But do you realize actually the core belief you're creating in the people who are watching you?
Interesting.
Because it's more than just you. There's a rebound effect. It rolls forward
Right.
So I don't know. Is that enough to change a thought? Is that enough to change a belief?
Yeah. Or not even change it. Start with just questioning it. Like,
Shift it.
is this, shift it. Like, is this really true? Like, could I like question it? Is there another thought I could like tag on to the end of it?
And if I'm reluctant to shift it, why? Is it because it really is serving me? Or is it because I'm afraid of what happens or the ownership I have to take?
Right.
It's much harder to trust yourself than weigh yourself every day and have the proof that you're doing the right things.
And I think it's also, if you can, so it's also the energy around the thought. If it's like stressful or making you frustrated or angry or annoyed versus like the same thought, if you can like gamify it and make it like fun and light,
I think a thought is just a thought until it has power over you. So if you can look at that thought and say, does this have power over me in a way I don't have my own agency here? I am giving all the power to this thing. I think that's when that thought is worth re-examining.
And I think thoughts create emotions like a positive or a negative emotion.
Like a visceral response.
Yeah. And then those are what create action or inaction, and that gets your result. So I think what emotion is coming from that thought is really powerful.
And so what are some other ones? So like for me, a thought that I have, a core belief that I have is I don't have a degree, a college degree.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like I have to work 10 times harder than everybody else, or else everybody's going to think I'm a fraud.
Okay.
But I've had 3 successful careers. So there's absolutely no proof in that, right?
Right.
None. And
when
you'd
you
meet me and not know.
when you think the thought, I have to work 10 times harder than everybody else to prove myself, what emotion comes from that?
Scarcity or lack mindset. I would say maybe more lack mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Value attachment. I feel like I don't have enough value or worthiness. My brain is not valid unless I can prove I've got a piece of paper saying it is.
Right. And then from that like lack in like not worthy, what actions or inactions do you take? Obviously you like hustle harder.
Oh yeah, no.
Try to prove yourself.
For sure. But what I've also learned about myself is there was a gift in all of that, because again, a superpower, I am a curious human and I love to learn.
Yeah.
I have an insatiable hunger. Once I am interested in something and curious about something, I don't wanna just surface level know it. No, I wanna know everything about
Yeah.
it, and I will teach myself that thing, and I will figure it out, and I will go at it like a dog with a bone to
Mhm.
understand it.
Mhm.
And I'm not sure how much of that is from that place of unworthiness because I don't have this college degree, so I feel like I have to become expert
Mhm.
in everything that I'm interested in or that I'm wanting to birth into the world, and how much of it is actually just that's who I am.
Right.
I'm just this very
Right.
insatiably
What
hungry,
came
curious
first?
learner. I don't
Yeah.
know which one came
Yeah.
first. I just know I do have this quality that does serve me very well.
Yes. Yeah. You've like turned it into a strength.
It's very much become a strength. So I
Yeah.
don't know that it is a bad thought. It is an operating system that runs in the back of my head
Mhm.
continuously.
And I think it can be a negative thought and still be serving you, but like, is there a better way to phrase it in your mind so that it creates a more positive emotion?
Yeah, I don't know because there is the fact I don't have a college degree,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I think college degrees are interesting because I also don't have a college degree. Um, and I have a cosmetology license, but I think, I mean, like in the reality, it's a piece of paper made up by humans, for humans, taught by humans, tested by humans. It's all like, it's just these like floaty concepts in the air. Now, of course, like a medical doctor has,
Sure.
yeah, a
Those kind,
lawyer,
yeah.
yeah, but like a communications, it's just like pie in the sky, kind of, right? Just all made up for humans by humans. And I have this one really successful client. He's an author and an inventor and a physician, and he really values my people skills and
Mhm.
others' people skills because it is not his first strength.
Sure.
And I run social media for him and stuff, and he pays me for that. But he recognizes like I've got something that he can't have and vice versa. So it's like mutual respect. Do you know what I mean?
Do. I 100% do. I in my first career was not only did I not have a college degree, but I was very young
Yes.
and I was working with people who all had degrees. And so you felt very much that animosity towards me because in their minds I didn't have to work as hard as they did,
Sure.
right? Or, and
Sure.
and I didn't have to spend the kind of money that they
Right.
did for the degree to
Right.
be able to land in the same place. And in some cases they reported to me.
And in that case, Peggy, the fact that you landed there, climbed the scale, who has the more talent?
Well, that was the thing. Who who ultimately was the greater asset
Right.
to the company that hired you. And and in my case, I outlasted most of those people
Yes.
and outperformed them. But that being said, I'm married to a man with countless degrees. I mean, he's got a PhD. I've got 2 children who are going to graduate with master's degrees, one who's going to end up working on her own PhD. So I live in a house full of degreed humans.
Sure. Now let me ask you this. What if you had a child that did not want to go get their degree?
We always told our girls, we don't. Like, what I said to them, and we didn't tell them early that I didn't have a degree, so that these were all things that they were figuring out on their own.
Okay, yes.
But when they did find out, I said, "Listen, this isn't for everybody. Like, you don't have to get a college degree, but if you make the choice not to get a college degree, you have to know there's a certain skill set you're gonna have to have
Sure.
that counters the lack of that piece of paper,
Right.
because you are going to need to be not only the smartest person in the room, but also the hardest working.
Yeah.
And if you don't have what it takes to do that, then get the degree.
Yeah.
Then get the degree because it's going to open up doors
Right.
for you that you may not, you've got to be willing to do a certain level of what everybody else doesn't want to do to get the
Mm.
attention that it takes to get to where you're going to go. There's just a
Yeah.
different level of grit involved.
It's different.
It is very
Right.
different. I'm not saying one's better than the other.
Yes.
But I did say to them, I don't know if you have what it takes. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
You're not out there working in the yard for me without me asking, is all I'm saying.
Right, right.
I'm just seeing some telltale signs that the degree might help you.
Right.
But yeah, no, I mean,
That's
we
good.
said to our girls, I don't care what you do. And
Yeah.
we meant this and still do.
Yes.
I don't care what you do in this life, but do your best
Yes.
and be happy.
I love that.
Pursue what makes you happy.
Yeah. I love that.
That's the end result. Who cares? As long as you're happy,
Right.
what is it all for anyway?
Right.
What are you chasing?
Right.
If
No, I
it's
love
not
that.
happiness.
I love that. So find your limiting beliefs that you've held onto so tightly that you think it's a fact and, poke some holes in it and question it.
Absolutely. Get onto yourself. Question, is this a thought serving me? Does it have power over me?
Yes.
And then decide, do I need to shift it?
Right. I love it.
You've got this.
You've got this.
All right. That's our shift for today.
Go live, laugh, and do one bold thing before the next episode drops.
Follow us at No More BullShift and keep the conversation going.
Because if you can't laugh about it,
You probably still need to shift it.